I'm Mandie Reiber. I am the Creative Director of FAIR. I am an illustrator, and I chose illustration because I'm obsessed with stories. Not necessarily the stories that start and end with Once Upon a Time and Happy Ever After. More so the stories that happen around us and to us every day. I look around this city and I see a community that is filled with stories. Stories full of challenge, but also perseverance and bravery and resilience. And those are the kinds of stories that I'm trying to highlight using my project There. I created There as a means of communicating the stories that I've been gathering from people who live in and around the Over the Rhine community. These are people that I don't know, most of them. I've been going around and just saying hello to people that I meet, and a lot of times I get blown off. But once in a blue moon, someone will say hello back, and then something pretty incredible happens. A conversation can turn into an exploration or an excavation of memories and aspirations and secrets and challenges. After I collect these stories, I translate them into artistic media, be it written in a poem or a song, or in a visual art piece, in a modern dance. There are so many forms that a story can tell that give it more of a voice, more power.
Yeah, the collection, the stories happens first, and then the weaving them into finding the similar narratives. So kind of clumping them as you've done into these stories that are maybe more free, more light, these stories that show our darker sides, these stories that show our imagination, and then matching the movement quality to that, matching the aesthetic on stage as far as costumes, matching the lighting and the mood. And so yeah, I think it all starts from the story collection.
Yeah, I mean, just hearing the stories and having to turn them into lyrics, that was the easy part. The melodies, that's where it was hard for me to, come up with unique sounding songs. But then we did it, and now I'm watching people dance to my words and sing my stuff, and watching you breathe life into it. And it's just been really, really, really cool. And I want to do this a lot more if I can be more professional.
Mandie interviewed a lot of people and got some really, really interesting stories. And as a performer, I think that's more enriching to the entire experience, because I personally have something to connect to that is real. This is a real life story, a human story that I can connect to.
These stories focus on challenges that affect the community, like homelessness and poverty and abuse and drugs. And they can be really horrific topics to cover. But what I'm using there to communicate is how people have overcome those challenges, how people take a seemingly insurmountable obstacle and they turn it into something that can be positive and productive and inspiring.
It's a different way of approaching work, and it's a different way of approaching collaboration. To create a cohesive piece that is kind of surpassing all of the different genres and putting something together.
My hope is that presenting these stories through these varied creative lenses will give these stories more momentum, that people will listen in a different way than if they had just met these people on the street and heard their story.